Good morning, welcome to a morning outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 10th of November. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see we had a decent rally in the end yesterday. It did sell off for a very short period, but rallied most of the day, sold off, rallied again, ended up bullish. Now where we're sitting here, we're above the weekly pivot, looking like, well, there's potential. However, let's have a look on the shorter time frames and see what we got here. It's not really telling me too much there, but there is a smidgen of divergence that came through into the highs earlier on the 4-hourly on the RSI there, and well, we're just selling off currently back towards the daily pivot now. There's little room in from where we are now to the daily pivot. Now what I'll be looking for this morning is the reaction from this point, whether we if we move down from here and start seeing buying. I'll look at that longer side. As I say, there is some divergence kicking there. It did get a little bit overbought again through different parts of the session. Actually didn't too much later on, so we're okay there. Yeah, just looks like at the moment we just need to check to see what it does on this daily pivot. If it bounces, well, there's a potential to run up and see if we can trade it up towards that monthly pivot. If it just sort of chops and rolls, well, I'll just watch it. I mean, if it starts selling off again, it sold off pretty quickly yesterday. It had its rally just before 12 o'clock. Come just post 12 o'clock, it sold off again. So I'm not too sure what drove that yesterday. It was chopping for most of the time. We had probably a bigger move yesterday than we'd seen for some time. And well, we may get it again today. But we've got to bear in mind the US markets are closed today in the afternoon. Right, moving on. The pound chopping along here as well. We did get the downward move yesterday. I was looking to trade the range yesterday. We traded that. Must admit, at one stage it looked like it was going to break the range. It never did. It finally rallied later in the day as well. Again, it's sort of looking like it's in the range at the moment, trading downwards. Already gone through the daily pivot. There may be some possibilities this morning to try and trade this right back down towards those lows again. We'll have a look on the shorter time frames later, but for now it very much is a choppy market. So, but as I say, it's range bound. We had a good trade yesterday, selling off towards the previous lows from tractor piece down, but didn't break yesterday, but it's possibly got some opportunity. We may have another opportunity this morning. We'll have a look and watch that. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen caught its monthly pivot there. Also, well, sold off when everything else was selling off yesterday. It sort of did its own thing. Looking at the bigger time frame, smaller time frames here, the bigger time frame, well, it's back to its monthly pivot, 4-hourly 200. Lower highs, lower lows. It could just track over here, although it's looking at the moment like it wants a bit of a bounce already through its daily pivot. Now this is a bit of the inverse of the euro dollar. It's whether now it can track around here at some point and look south, but it's got pretty much a range through this channel here that it's running in. It may be worth trying to play the channel at some point. It's a badly drawn channel, of course, but I would be watching that. So that may even bring us all the way back at the moment towards that 200, 100. But bear in mind they're quite flat. The price may just push through those, so we need to see some sort of reversal. Okay, so there's a possibility at the moment though, quite choppy. And Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, well, again, range bound. It's been range bound for a couple of weeks almost now, or at least a couple of weeks now, say. Well, could be just rolling it back over here. There's sort of a divergence between the highs and low there, but the RSI went pretty low in between. Again, very, very choppy. There is, as I say, maybe if it breaks that 15, starts rolling, there's the opportunity to roll it backwards, but quite choppy there and it's tight in terms of range. finally, Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar broke its regression channel level yesterday, and that's a key 21 moving average, which we was looking at yesterday. Currently, well, it's held up quite well where it's sitting, but maybe we've got a bit more upside to come. It's got the daily pivot just above it here, so there's a possibility it'll break through there. I think it's pretty much like a lot of these markets this morning. You just need to watch what happens once that daily pivot's been hit. Now, again, there's sort of signs of there was divergence along the lows here. Double divergence may be very weak on that divergence signal, but it's there. It's a case of just seeing what it does here. As I said, if it breaks 21, it runs towards a pivot. Just watch what happens there. If it starts reversing, well, may just try and play it to the downside and perhaps see if we can break those lows. But there's a break of that pivot may see us running up. Now, of course, I'd be looking towards that, maybe the R1, but you've got the 34 and 50 moving average in a way on that way, so neither of them have been tested before. So it could be a tricky market and to trade this morning. Was just have to watch. This afternoon may not have a lot of trading with the volatility we've got there, or lack of volatility we may have there. So just to summarise in terms of news-wise today, we've already seen the Australian monetary policy statement released at 1:30. This morning at 9:30 we've got the manufacturing production, and that's basically it. We've got a bank holiday in the US this afternoon. There is some data coming out though at 3 p.m. The prelim consumer sentiment number coming out, but that's never a big mover anyway. So I would expect light trading today. Have a great one. Bye for now.